this round of Mastermind India, we have a corporate communications manager from Bangalore on the assassination of John F. Kennedy, an unemployed graduate from Calcutta on the gods of ancient Rome, a journalist from Mumbai on the life of Emperor Babur, and a school teacher from Dehradun on World Cup cricket. Hello and welcome to Mastermind India. This is it. The time of reckoning is at hand. It is the national finals of Mastermind India. 8 months ago, we began the journey to this decisive moment. Over 900 applicants from 75 towns and cities across the country took a test simultaneously at 16 centers. From each zone, north, south, east, and west, 16 of the top performers qualified to be here on the Mastermind preliminaries on television. And from each zone, we have here a champion who's earned a well-deserved place in the finals of Mastermind India. To record these finals, we've come here to the splendid Sarvatobhadra, the hall of private audience here at the City Palace in Jaipur. First laid out in 1727, Jaipur was envisioned and founded by a king with a truly extraordinary mind, Sawai Jai Singh II. Jai Singh's inspiration by the red sandstone of Fatehpur Sikri and Lal Killa are evident in the dominant color of the city, which in time came to be called the Pink City. From Jai Singh's time, the City Palace, which is almost a city within a city, has housed members of the ruling family of Jaipur, centered on the towering Chandra Mahal in its innermost reaches. The Chandra Mahal is home to the descendants of the House of Jaipur and still contains a priceless collection of arts and artifacts. Among the remarkable objects to be found at the palace are these urns of pure silver, weighing about 1.75 tons each, acknowledged to be the largest silver objects in the world. The urns are housed here at the Sarvatobhadra, where we are conducting our finals of Mastermind India for 1999. And at this juncture, I take particular pleasure to welcome to our midst our guest of honor for this finals, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan. Today, Khan Sahab is one of the most distinguished and successful musicians in the world of Indian classical music, synonymous with the sonorous sound of the sarod, noted for the richness and purity of his tone and the depths of feeling in his music. The son and disciple of the legendary Hafiz Ali Khan, he shoulders the inheritance of the 6th generation of the Senia Bangash Gharana of music, which traces its roots to Mia Tansen. Khan Sahab has been the recipient of the UNESCO Award, the Padma Bhushan, to name a few of the honors conferred upon him. It's an honor that he should be here with us to present the Mastermind India trophy to the winner of this year's title. This trophy, engraved with the tree of knowledge and life in the Vijayanagar tradition and made of sterling silver, has been designed by Vivek Sahani. In time, it will be imprinted with the name of this year's winner. Which of our finalists will it be? To get to know our contenders a little bit better, we spoke to them a little while ago at the Rambagh Palace.
I was really fascinated by that black chair, and when I saw that it was coming to India, I wanted to sit on that chair. That was one of the challenges that I kept for myself.
Of course, one had heard of Mastermind when one was growing up, and I absolutely did not expect Mastermind to one day be viewed in India on the BBC here. So it's quite a privilege to be on this program because, after all, it is the classic quizzer's quiz.
What I particularly liked about this program is that it gives you the freedom to choose your own topic. In my case, the topics have been the assassination of the 20th century and then the history of the Indian Railways. And tonight I'll be doing World Cup cricket.
It's an experience, and once you're in the black chair and you come out triumphant, yeah, the feeling it's quite like nothing else in the world.
Those then are the 4 who will joust for the title and trophy of Mastermind India. In a very short while from now, we'll dim the lights as each of them ascends the black chair and faces the spotlight and seeks to prove his mastery of a subject of his own choosing. That'll be after a very short break. Do join us then. Welcome back. We are now ready to begin quizzing in earnest on these finals of Mastermind India. And so may I now call upon our first contender, please. Your name?
Jayadev Raja.
Occupation?
Manager Corporate Communications.
What subject have you chosen for this final?
The assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Jaydev Raja, if you're ready, we'll start your set of questions on your specialized subject now. On the basis of which amateur film of the assassination scene was it determined that the presidential motorcade was traveling at 11.2 miles an hour?
The Abraham Zapruder film.
Correct. Which Associated Press photographer took the photograph which showed President Kennedy reacting to the first of the two shots which hit him?
Pass.
What, according to Special Agent Kellerman, were the last words of John F. Kennedy?
Pass.
Name the group of citizens that brought out advertisements in newspapers critical of the Kennedys' policies on the eve of the president's visit to Dallas.
Pass.
On 15th November, which Dallas newspaper first revealed to the people the route to the presidential motorcade?
The Dallas Morning News.
No, it's the Dallas Times-Herald. Which governor of Texas was shot along with President Kennedy?
John Connolly.
Correct. Which special agent was the Secret Service official responsible for the entire Texas journey of John F. Kennedy?
Roy Kellerman.
Correct. To which luncheon site at the State Fair's ground was the president headed when he was shot?
Trade Mart.
Correct. Which expert in presidential protection assignments recommended John Kennedy's parade route from Love Field to Trade Mart?
Pass.
Which member of the presidential entourage commented to the president moments before he was shot, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you"?
John Connolly.
No, it was Mrs. Connolly. Which spectator did the shot that missed the presidential limousine and its occupants hit near the triple underpass in the Dealey Plaza?
James Tague.
Correct. From which mail-order house in Chicago did Lee Oswald purchase the rifle used to kill the president?
Klein's Sporting Goods Store.
Correct. Which private corporation occupied the building from which Lee Harvey shot the president?
The Texas School Book Depository.
Correct. Which family friend in Irving secured for Lee Oswald the position as order filler with the Texas School Book Depository?
Ruth Payne.
Correct. Which make of 6.5 millimeter Italian rifle did Lee Harvey use for the assassination of the president?
The Mannlicher Carcano.
Correct. What specific item did Lee Oswald say to his friend Buell Wesley Frazier he was carrying in a package to the Texas School Book Depository?
Curtain rods.
Correct. Who identified Lee Harvey as a building employee to patrolman Marion Baker after he had shot the president?
Roy Truly.
Correct. Which former landlady recognized Lee Harvey on the bus he used to make his getaway from the assassination site?
Pass.
Which Dallas policeman heading for the president's assassination spot did Lee Harvey kill near his home?
J.D. Tippett.
Is correct. And at the end of your allotted time, Jaydev Raja, I find you've scored 12 points with 5 passes. I'll give you the answers to the questions you passed. Mary Bledsoe was a former landlady who recognized Lee Harvey on the bus he used to make his getaway from the assassination site. Forrest V. Sorrells was the expert in presidential protection assignments who recommended John Kennedy's parade route from Love Field to Trade Mart. It was the American Fact-Finding Committee who brought out advertisements in newspapers critical of Kennedy's policies on the eve of the president's visit to Dallas. According to Special Agent Kellerman, the last words of John F. Kennedy were, "My God, I'm hit." And James W. Oltjens was the Associated Press photographer who took the photograph which showed President Kennedy reacting to the first of the two shots which hit him. Jaydev Raja, thank you very much. May I now call upon our second contender, please. Your name,
SANTANU CHAKRABARTI,
occupation,
unemployed graduate,
your specialized subject for these finals.
the gods of the ancient Romans.
Shantanu Chakrabarti, if you're ready, we'll start your set of specialized questions now. Under what name was Romulus worshipped when he was deified after his death?
Quirinus,
Correct. Which princess of Alba Longa, a descendant of Aeneas, was the mother of the founders of Rome?
Rhea Silvia,
Correct. Which god was the partner of Cybele, the great mother?
Astyagatus,
No, it's Attis. Which deity refused to cede his place to Jupiter himself, thus becoming the guardian of the boundaries?
Terminus,
Correct. Which goddess was given a Latin epithet meaning she who warns because her sacred geese gave warning when the Gauls assaulted Rome in 390 BC?
Juno Moneta,
Correct. Which goddess was worshipped in the temple Capitoline Jupiter along with Jupiter and Juno?
Minerva,
Correct. Which goddess was worshipped as Jupiter's eldest child?
Minerva,
No, it's Fortuna Primigenia. Which twin gods appeared in the forum to announce the victory of Lake Regillus where they fought on the Roman side against the Tarquins?
Castor and Pollux,
Correct. Who was the Roman counterpart of Gaia, the Greek goddess of the earth?
Bonadia,
No, it's tell us. Whom did Apollo grant as many years of life as she could hold grains of sand in her hand?
Carmenta,
No, it's the Cumean Sibyl. According to Plutarch, which Roman general was the first to attend the secret rite of the god Mithras at a temple on a volcano in Lycia?
Commodius,
No, it's Pompey. Which festival is reputedly founded by Aeneas himself to honor his father Anchises?
Lupercalia,
No, it's the Parentalia. Which god wooed and won Pomona, the goddess of the apple orchard?
Vertumnus,
Correct. Which early Roman king is credited with introducing the cult of Fides Public, the personification of good faith?
Tarquinius,
No, it's Numa the Good. According to the Aeneid, which son of Aeneas accompanied his father on his journeys after the destruction of Troy?
Pass,
Which annual festival was celebrated on August 23rd to ward off accidental fires in the dry weather of late summer?
Fornicalia,
No, it's the Volcanalia. Under what name was the Greek goddess Rhea worshipped in Rome?
Bonadia,
No, it's Ops. To whom did the Romans build a temple in 493 BC on the advice of the Cumean Sibyl to avert a famine?
Ceres,
Correct. In the Aeneid, which queen exclaims, whether Tyrian or Trojan, it makes no difference to me?
Pass,
Who was the god of trees and forests in Roman myth?
Pomona,
No, it's Silvanus. Which festival celebrated annually on February 15th was the ritual to keep the wolves away from the flocks?
Lupercalia,
Correct. What book of myth was written by Ovid? I've started, so I'll finish. What book of myth was written by Ovid after he was banished from Rome by Augustus because of his boisterous lifestyle?
Georgix,
No, it's Metamorphosis. And at the end of your allotted time, Shantanu Chakrabarti, I find you've scored 9 points with 2 passes. I'll give you the answers to the questions you passed. In the Aeneid, it was Dido of Carthage, the lover of Aeneas, who exclaimed, whether Tyrian or Trojan, it makes no difference to me. And according to the Aeneid, the son of Aeneas who accompanied his father on his journeys after the destruction of Troy was Ascanius. Shantanu Chakrabarti, thank you very much. May I now call upon our third contender, please? Your name,
Girish Shahane,
occupation,
journalist,
what subject have you chosen for these finals?
The Life of Emperor Babur.
Girish Shahane, if you're ready, we'll start your set of specialized questions now. Which saint gave Babur his name Zahiruddin Muhammad?
Khwaja Ahrar,
Correct. To which tribe of Mongol origin did Babur belong?
Barla Sa Chagatai,
Correct. At the age of 5, to which daughter of Ahmad Mirza Miran Shahi was Babur married off?
Aisha,
Correct. Which ruler of Bokhara and Samarkand invaded Fargana immediately after the preteen Babur's accession to the throne in 1494?
Ahmad Mirza,
Correct. Which trusted family servant was deputed by nobles led by Maulana Qazi to persuade Babur to take over Fargana after his father's death?
Yaqub,
No, it's Khwaja Muhammad. During the initial years of Babur's reign, who acted as his regent?
Khwaja Qazi,
No, it's Ehsan Daulat Begum, his grandmother. In 1501, which Uzbek chieftain decisively beat Babur in the Battle of Sarepol?
Shaibani Khan,
Correct. Where did Babur in a ceremonial investiture assume the title of Padshah to declare his lordship over the Chagtais and the Mirzas in 1507?
Kabul,
Correct. In 1519, who was sent as an emissary to Ibrahim Lodi to persuade him to surrender his territories in India to Babur?
Dilawar Khan,
No, it's Mullah Murshid. In 1519, which town, the traditional stronghold of the Janjua tribes on the banks of the river Jhelum, did Babur capture on his way to Hindustan?
Bajaur,
No, it's Bhira. Against which northwestern frontier tribe of Hindustan did Babur successfully wage a battle in July 1519?
Yusuf Zai,
No, it's Abdur Rahman Afghans. Whom did Babur appoint governor in 1520 to act as regent for the infant ruler of Badakhshan, Mirza Khan?
Pass,
In 1521-22, who did Daulat Khan Lodi send as his emissary to Kabul to invite Babur to invade India?
Dilawar Khan,
Correct. In 1522, which Afghan prince from Gujarat visited Babur in Kabul after declaring himself a sovereign ruler under the title Sultan Alauddin?
Sher Khan,
No, it's Alam Khan Lodi, the son of Bahlo Lodi. Which Indian ruler sent an emissary to Babur proposing a joint attack on the Lodi Empire in 1522?
Rana Sanga,
Correct. On January 24, 1524, at which provincial capital city did Babur defeat the imperial forces led by Bihar Khan and Mubarak Khan?
Bajaur,
No, it's Lahore. What sobriquet did Babur earn by way of his munificence bestowed on people after his victory at Panipat?
Kalandar,
Correct. What is the title of the work on Persian prosody Babur authored in 1526?
Mubiyan,
No, it's Mufassal. Following his refusal to plunder the city after the Battle of Panipat, what specific item was gifted as a peace offering to Humayun by the residents of Agra?
the Kohinoor,
Correct. What title did Babur assume to commemorate his victory over the combined Rajput Afghan forces at Kanwa in 1527?
Ghazi,
Correct. And that is time. At the end of your allotted time, Girish Sahane, I find you've scored 11 points with 1 pass. I'll give you the answer to the question you pass. It was Humayun who Babur appointed governor in 1520 to act as regent for the infant ruler Badakhshan Mirza Khan. Girish Sahane, thank you very much. May I now call upon our 4th contender, please? Your name,
Ajay Banerjee,
occupation,
school teacher,
your specialized subject.
World Cup cricket.
Ajay Banerjee will start your set of specialized questions now. On which 19th century silversmith smaller work of 1890 was the Prudential Trophy based?
Pass.
Which country registered the first 10-wicket victory ever recorded in one-day internationals at a World Cup match in Headingley?
India against South Africa, East Africa, sorry.
Correct. Which father and son represented East Africa as well as England in the World Cup on 2 different occasions?
Don Pringle and Derek Pringle.
Correct. During the 1975 World Cup, which occasional Pakistani bowler dismissed Sri Lankan batsmen E.R. Fernando and P.D. Hine at Trent Bridge?
Pass.
Which New Zealand batsman score of 171 against East Africa did Kapil Dev overhaul in the 1983 World Cup?
Glenn Turner.
Correct. Who was the only Chappell to play in the 1979 World Cup?
Trevor Chappell.
No, it's Chris Chappell for Canada. Who kept wickets for India in the 1979 World Cup?
Bharat Reddy.
No, it's Surinder Khanna. Who was the first umpire to officiate at 3 World Cup finals?
Dickie Bird.
Correct. Which reserve player of the 1983 Zimbabwe World Cup squad later played for England?
Graham Hick.
Correct. Who was the chairman of the India-Pakistan Joint Management Committee for the 1987 World Cup?
NKP Salve.
Correct. The refusal to run out which last Pakistan batsman cost West Indies the match at Lahore in 1987 but earned Courtney Walsh the Fair Play Award?
Salim Jasser.
Correct. In 1992 World Cup, at which cricketing centre did England beat India by 9 runs in the first World Cup match played under floodlights?
Perth.
Correct. At the inaugural match of the 1992 World Cup at Eden Park, Auckland, which 2 batsmen scored exactly 100 runs?
Martin Crowe and David Boone.
Correct. Other than a West Indian, who's the only batsman to score a century in a World Cup final?
Aravinda De Silva.
Correct. Which match referee awarded the unfinished semi-final against India to Sri Lanka at Calcutta during the 1996 World Cup?
Clive Lloyd.
Correct. In the 1996 World Cup, which 2 countries defaulted their matches in Sri Lanka, citing security reasons?
Australia and West Indies.
Correct. Which 523 runs, which batsman notched up the highest aggregate for any single World Cup in 1996?
Sachin Tendulkar.
Correct. Which craftsman at Garrard's of London designed the 1999 World Cup trophy?
Pass.
Which coach of the national team was granted Bangladeshi citizenship after the team qualified for the 1999 World Cup?
Gordon Greenwich.
Correct. Who is officially the most valuable player of the 1999 World Cup?
Pass.
Which cricketing venue in 1975 hosted a 20-over-a-side exhibition match after the West Indies had defeated Sri Lanka in the tournament's lowest scoring match?
Pass.
Which spinner opened the New Zealand bowling in the 92 World Cup?
Deepak Patel.
Is correct. And at the end of your allotted time, Ajay Banerjee, I find you've scored 15 points with 5 passes. And I'll give you the answers to the questions you passed. In 1975, it was at Old Trafford in Manchester, where a 20-over-a-side exhibition match was hosted after the West Indies had defeated Sri Lanka in the tournament's lowest scoring match. And it was Lance Klusener who was officially selected the most valuable player of the 1999 World Cup. And it was Paul Marsden who was the craftsman of Garrard's of London who designed the 1999 World Cup trophy. And during the 1975 World Cup, it was Javed Mirdad who was the occasional Pakistani bowler who dismissed Sri Lankan batsmen E.R. Fernando and P.D. Hine at Trent Bridge. And the 19th century silversmith, whose smaller work of 1890 was the model on which the Prudential Trophy was based, was Paul de la Mary. Ajay Banerjee, thank you very much. That concludes the opening round of these Mastermind finals, in which each of the contenders took on questions on their specialized subjects. So let's turn to the scoreboard to look at the relative positions. In 4th place with 9 points is the unemployed graduate from Calcutta. In 3rd place with 11 points is the journalist from Bombay. In 2nd place with 12 points is the corporate communications manager from Bangalore. But the leader at this stage of the finals of Mastermind India with a score of 15 points is a school teacher from Dehradun, Ajay Banerjee. With scores not too widely separated at this stage of the contest, we are ready to move on to the second phase of these finals, where each of the contenders will take on a set of general knowledge questions. We'll conduct that round after a very short break. Do join us then. Welcome back to the finals of Mastermind India. We've arrived at the culminating round, the general knowledge round, which will decide which one of our four contenders will take away the title and trophy of this year's Mastermind India. So may I now call upon the contender who's at present in fourth place, please. SANTANU Chakrabarti, in your opening round, your specialist subject was the gods of ancient Rome, in which you scored 9 points with 2 passes. SANTANU Chakrabarti, if you're ready, we'll start your general knowledge questions now. From which tree is turpentine obtained?
Pass.
Which multiple medal-winning American athlete at the Berlin Olympics was nicknamed the Ebony Express?
Jesse Owens.
Correct. Which Roman emperor and foster father of Nero made Britain a Roman province in 43 AD?
Claudius.
Correct. Which sanctuary near Srinagar is the last refuge of the Hangul deer?
Pass.
What is the name of the legendary black Abyssinian lover of the Queen of the Delhi Sultanate, Razia Sultan?
Numa.
No, it's Yaqut Khan. In 1607, what name in honor of the reigning king of Britain did the Pilgrims give to the first settlement in North America?
Newfoundland.
No, it's Jamestown. Which 1996 Oscar Award-winning film was based on a book by the author of Sri Lankan origin, Michael Ondaatje?
English Patient.
Correct. Which is the only state in India to have 3 stock exchanges in as many cities?
Gujarat.
Correct. The name of which holy book translates literally as recitation?
Zendavesta.
No, it's the Quran. With which part of its body does a cricket produce its characteristic chirrup?
Feet.
No, it's the wings. What political term is used to describe the rule of the few?
Cacocracy.
No, it's oligarchy. Which tissues connect one bone to another?
Ligament.
Correct. In 1966, which Indian Ocean island was converted into a US naval base?
Mauritius.
No, it's Diego Garcia. Which is the most primitive phylum of the animal kingdom, consisting of animals with just one single nucleated cell?
Protozoa.
Correct. In the Mahabharata, what was the name of the copper pot given to Yudhishthir by Surya, containing a never-ending supply of food?
Pass.
By what contemptuous name did royalist supporters of King Charles I refer to Oliver Cromwell and his parliamentary supporters?
Roundheads.
Correct. Which industrialist and treasurer of the Congress Party did Gandhiji informally adopt as his 5th son?
Bajaj.
Full name, please.
Jamnalal Bajaj.
Correct. In 1908, which Russian scientist first postulated time as the 4th dimension?
Pass.
Which river flows through the Grand Canyon in the United States?
Nevada.
No, it's the Colorado. Who's the first Sri Lankan bowler to claim more than 150 wickets in one-day internationals?
Chaminda Vas.
No, it's Sanat Jayasuriya. Which word for confusion and uproar, coined by the poet Milton, literally means the abode of all demons?
Confusion.
No, it's pandemonium. Which US Open tennis doubles pair nicknamed each other muscles and legs?
Ken Rosewell and
No, it's Serena and Venus Williams. And at the end of your allotted time, SANTANU Chakrabarti, you've scored 17 points with 6 passes. I'll give you the answers to the general knowledge questions that you pass. In 1908, it was Hermann Minkowski, who was the Russian scientist who first postulated time as the 4th dimension. In the Mahabharata, the name of the copper pot given to Yudhishthir by Surya, containing a never-ending supply of food, was the Akshay Patra. The sanctuary near Srinagar, which is the last refuge of the Hangul deer, is Dachigam. And the tree from which turpentine is obtained is the pine tree. SANTANU Chakrabarti, thank you very much. May I now call upon our next contender, please. Girish Sahane, in your opening round, your specialist subject was the life of Emperor Babur, a subject in which you scored 11 points with 1 pass. And now, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. In 1987, which territory did Portugal agree to return to Chinese rule in December 1999?
Macau.
Correct. In 1947, what feat in aviation was performed by Chuck Yeager flying a Bell X-1 rocket aircraft?
Supersonic flight.
Correct. Which religious sect was founded by Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar?
Brahmo Samaj.
No, it's the Anand Marg. At which port in Gujarat has India's first free trade zone been established?
Alang.
No, it's Kandla. Which British guitarist is nicknamed Slowhand?
Eric Clapton.
Correct. Which Hindu god of wealth rides on the celestial vehicle Pushpak?
Kuber.
Correct. In 1917, which nationalist and social reformer started the Boy Scouts Association of India?
Baden Powell.
No, it's Annie Besant. Where in the human body is the scapula located?
In the hand.
No, it's the shoulder. The name of which heat-resistant mineral fiber is derived from the Greek word meaning unquenchable?
Pass.
What fraction of the Rajya Sabha retires every second year?
A third.
Correct. Which polytheistic religion of Japan literally translates as way of the gods?
Shinto.
Correct. Which American astronomer discovered that there are galaxies other than our own?
Pass.
Of which controversial contemporary work is Jibril Farishta the principal character?
Satanic verses.
Correct. With which country did Singapore federate from 1963 to 65?
Malaysia.
Correct. According to Arthurian legend, what was the capital of the kingdom of Logres?
Pass.
In 1965, which Algerian defense minister overthrew President Ahmed Ben Bella in a bloodless coup?
Pass.
In 1950, which US diplomat became the first black person to win the Nobel Peace Prize for his peace efforts in Palestine?
Pass.
By what name is Mount Cervin in the Alps, which straddle Switzerland and Italy, better known?
Mont Blanc.
No, it's the Matterhorn. After Vijay Hazare and Sunil Gavaskar, who became the third Indian to score 2 centuries in the same test match in 1999?
Sachin Tendulkar.
No, it's Rahul Dravid. Which English mathematician established symbolic logic in 1854, which is basic to the design of digital computers?
Charles Babbage.
No, it's George Boole. Whose martyrdom do the Shia Muslims commemorate on Muharram?
Hussain.
Correct. Which Asian country is known as Drukyul, meaning the land of the thunder dragon in its native language?
Thailand.
No, it's Bhutan. What name is given to the center court of ancient Roman house onto which the dwelling rooms opened?
Pass.
What is the name of the hill on which Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi stands?
Pass.
And that is time. At the end of your allotted time on general knowledge questions, Girish Sahane, I find you scored 20 points with 8 passes. I'll quickly run over the questions you passed in your general knowledge round. The hill on which Rashtrapati Bhavan in New Delhi stands is Raisina Hill. The name given to the center court of ancient Roman houses onto which dwelling rooms open is the atrium. In 1965, the Algerian defense minister who overthrew President Ahmed Ben Bella in a bloodless coup is Colonel Houari Boumediene. According to Arthurian legend, the capital of the kingdom of Logres was Camelot. And the American astronomer who discovered that there are galaxies other than our own is Edwin Hubble. And the last question you passed was the name of the heat-resistant mineral fiber, which is derived from the Greek word meaning unquenchable, and the answer is asbestos. Girish Sahane, thank you very much. May I now call upon our next contender, please. Jaydev Raja, in your opening round, your specialist subject was the assassination of John F. Kennedy, in which you scored 12 points with 5 passes. Jaydev Raja, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. In which Northeast Indian state are the principal local languages Ao, Korupak, Angami, and Sima?
Nagaland.
Correct. What shape did Watson and Crick ascribe to the DNA molecule?
The double helix.
Correct. Which English cricketer's record of 10 wickets in an innings did Anil Kumble equal at the Firozshah Kotla Stadium in February 1999?
Pass.
What name is given to the superfast motorways in Austria and Germany?
Autobahn.
Correct. On which day of the week does the Jewish Sabbath begin?
Friday night.
Correct. Which missile takes its name from a snake that uses a transverse form of locomotion?
Sidewinder.
Correct. Which Romanian-born author and human rights activist known for his chronicles of the Nazi Holocaust was awarded the 1986 Nobel Peace Prize?
Pass.
From which colonial power did Indonesia gain independence in 1945?
The Dutch.
Correct. Which gas combines with rainwater to give acid rain?
Pass.
Which was the only Indian city to be bombarded by the Germans in the First World War?
Calcutta.
No, it's Madras. What is the colloquial name for a stock speculator who is convinced that the prices of his shares will soon drop?
A bear.
Correct. On which tribal revolutionary was Mahashweta Devi's Sahitya Academy Award-winning work, Aranyar Adhikar, based?
Pass.
Which river in North India was called Shatadru in ancient India?
Chenab.
No, it's the Sutlej. In which film did the Cambodian doctor Heng S. Ngor win an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor?
The Killing Fields.
Correct. Which German airship, a veteran of 10 successful transatlantic trips, exploded at New Jersey in 1937?
Graf Zeppelin.
No, it's the Hindenburg. Which class of Greek philosophers was noted for their love of argument and could prove anything?
The Sophists.
Correct. In which region of India would you find the largest nesting site of the greater flamingo in Asia?
Bharatpur.
There's the Ran of Kutch. What name is given to the technology used to design military aircraft to make them undetectable by radar?
Stealth.
Correct. In 1932, at the Los Angeles Games, which Indian hockey player set the world record for maximum goals scored by an individual in a single match?
Dhyan Chand.
No, it's Roop Singh. What name derived from the Greek word meaning half a skull is given to a periodic disorder that usually affects one side of the head?
Paralysis.
No, it's migraine. And that is time. At the end of your allotted time on general knowledge questions, Jaydev Raja, I find you've scored 22 points with 9 passes. I'll give you the answers to the questions you passed in your general knowledge set. The tribal revolutionary on whom Mahashweta Devi based Society Academy Award-winning work Aranya Adhikar was Birsa Munda. The gas which combines with rainwater to form acid rain is sulfur dioxide. The Romanian-born author and human rights activist known for his chronicles of the Nazi Holocaust who was awarded the 1986 Nobel Peace Prize was Eli Wiesel. And the English cricketer whose record of 10 wickets in an innings was equalled by Anil Kumble at Firozshah Kotla Stadium in February 1999 was Jim Laker. Jaydev Raja, thank you very much. May I now call upon our fourth contender in this round, please. Ajay Banerjee, in your opening round, your specialist subject was World Cup cricket, a subject in which you scored 15 points with 5 passes. Ajay Banerjee, if you're ready, we'll start your set of general knowledge questions now. At which town is the Millennium Dome situated?
London.
No, it's Greenwich. What does uranium turn into once it loses all its radioactive properties?
Pass.
Which is the only English county for which Sunil Gavaskar has played cricket?
Somerset.
Correct. How do we better know the Shinkansen Express train of Japan?
Bullet train.
Correct. What is the Indian gazelle commonly known as?
Pass.
Which French term meaning leave alone is used to describe the free play of economic forces without government intervention?
Laissez-faire.
Correct. Which sequence of numbers discovered by a 13th century Italian mathematician is used in composing music and fractal design?
Fibonacci series.
Correct. Which member of the British royal family was the only competitor in the 1976 Olympics not to be given a sex test?
Princess Anne.
Correct. In the worst ever mid-air collision killing 350 people, a Boeing 747 of which airline collided with a Kazakh Airways plane near New Delhi in 1996?
Swadia.
Correct. Which Padma Shri was the first film actress to be nominated to the Rajya Sabha?
Vijayantimala.
No, it's Nargis Dutt. Name the operation launched by the US against Iraq for obstructing the work of UN weapons inspectors in December 1998.
Pass.
Which is the only film in which Charlie Chaplin played the villain?
Pass.
Who invented the vacuum tube protocomputer called Colossus that cracked the German codes in the Second World War?
Howard A. Aiken.
No, it's Alan Turing. Which Indian state is surrounded on 3 sides by Bangladesh?
Tripura.
Correct. According to the Bible, who was the third and youngest son of Adam and Eve?
Pass.
Which poem describing the deeds of Prithviraj Chauhan did his court poet Chand Bardai write?
Pass.
Which Marxist president of Chile was killed in a military coup led by General Pinochet in 1973?
Salvador Allende.
Correct. On which verse novel by Pushkin did Vikram Seth model his work, The Golden Gate?
Eugene Onegin.
Correct. Which mountain did the Pandavas walk up at the end of their lives to be carried off to heaven from its summit?
Pass.
Which psychoanalyst coined the term narcissism to describe an excess of self-love?
Pass.
What is the singular for opera?
Operetta.
No, it's opus. Harp, elephant, and crab-eaters are types of which animal found in cold regions?
Pass.
What is the common name for a smoked herring?
Pass.
Which nationalist leader became the first president of independent Algeria?
Ben Bella.
Correct. On whose novel is Manmohan Desai's film Coolie based?
Pass.
Besides red and white blood corpuscles, which are the third type of blood cells? You can take that?
Eosinophils.
No, it's platelets or thrombocyte. And at the end of your general knowledge set of questions, Ajay Banerjee, you've scored 25 points with 16 passes. I'll give you the answers to the general knowledge questions that you passed. The author on whose novel Manmohan Desai based his film Coolie was Mulkraj Anand. The common name for a smoked herring is skipper. Harp, elephant, and crab-eaters are seals. The psychoanalyst who coined the term narcissism to describe an excess of self-love was Sigmund Freud. The mountain which the Pandavas walked up at the end of their lives to be carried off to heaven from its summit was Svargarohini. The poem describing the deeds of Prithviraj Chauhan written by his court poet Chand Bardai was Prithviraj Raso. According to the Bible, the third and youngest son of Adam and Eve was Seth, which is the only film in which Charlie Chaplin played the villain. It was Monsieur Verdoux. The operation launched by the US against Iraq for obstructing the work of UN weapons inspectors in December 1998 was Operation Desert Fox. The Indian gazelle is commonly known as the chinkara, and uranium turns into lead once it loses all its radioactive properties. Ajay Banerjee, thank you very much. And with that, we've completed both rounds of this final of Mastermind India. So to find out the results, let's look at the overall scores. In fourth place with 17 points is the unemployed graduate from Calcutta. In third place with 20 points is the arts editor from Bombay. In second place with 22 points is the corporate communications manager from Bangalore. But the winner of the title of Mastermind India with a score of 25 points is a school teacher from Dehradun, Ajay Banerjee. And so, for the second time in a row, a school teacher from Dehradun carries away the title and trophy of Mastermind India. And now all that remains to be done is to distribute the spoils of war. And so I'd now like to hand over this trophy to our guest of honor, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, to present to the winner of this year's title of Mastermind India.
Music is a celebration of life. Through music, I have learned so many beautiful messages. I feel I belong to every state of this country. I belong to every religion. I belong to every country. I always look forward to come to Jaipur, not only because it is beautiful, but because it has very rich cultural heritage. As a tribute to Jaipur, I would like to sing a beautiful phrase of Mad. Da 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 I would like to invite the winner of Mastermind India, Mr. Ajay Banerjee.
Our congratulations to Ajay Banerjee for having notched up emphatic victories in all of his rounds. And also, I'd like to congratulate the other three finalists for having got so far, and I'd like to thank them for having fought hard in all of their rounds. I'd also like to thank all of the Mastermind India contenders who qualified for the contest this year. Our special thanks to our guest of honor for this evening, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan, and to our hosts, the former Maharaja, Brigadier Savai Bhavani Singh and his son-in-law, Narendra Singh, who have opened up their house and palace to conduct this contest. And so from all of us here at the Sarvatobhadra Mahal of the City Palace of Jaipur, I'd like to wish all our viewers goodbye and a happy new year, a happy new century, and a happy new millennium. Till we meet again, goodbye.